Hello, my friends. Oh my gosh. I have missed everybody. I'm back. I'm back. Okay. And I'm hoping that everything is working smoothly because, as you know, I now have a new modem. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning. I have a new modem, and at some stage during the last 2 weeks, I had to clear all the cookies on my iPad here, which is where I'm streaming from. I use my iPad and my phone, and I needed to get a new login code for this program, and of course it wouldn't send it to me, and I'm like, no. So I had to request a second one, and I finally got in with a minute to spare, and I'm like, oh, please, everything just goes smoothly for me. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Robin. I missed everybody. It's been almost 3 weeks now, hasn't it, since I've done a live? So missed 2 of them. Good morning. If you are new, my name is Alisa Tilsner. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia, and every Thursday morning in my time, we go live for a little bit of a card making class. But the last 2 weeks, I didn't have any internet. We had a massive thunderstorm. Holy cow, I have never experienced a thunderstorm like that before. It was thunder and lightning. It started at 1 a.m. in the morning, and we had just had this massive crack of lightning, and like it lit up the house, and thunder and crackling through the house. It woke everybody up. We all jumped out of bed and was like, what the heck? Because our power went out, but it had blown a fuse. So we left that and we went back to bed, and my son had to get up at 6 to start work. I know I'm waffling, apologies. And so we turned all the power back on, and he went to work. We went back to bed, and then at 8:30 in the morning we had this another huge, like, it was lightning and thunder all through the night, but we had this massive crack. We had sparks fly in. Oh, it's going to sound funny. We had sparks fly in our bedroom. We had out of the power point, and we lost power again, and we fried some Apple chargers. Thankfully, it didn't fry my husband's iPad because he had it plugged in. But we fried that. We lost a couple of light bulbs. My son's got one of those really expensive light bulbs that change color through settings on his phone. That blew, so we lost that. And then, of course, we found out that the modem had also blown. There we go. There's the whole story. I am back. So we are going to get organized and swing around and get straight stuck back into some card making. I did discover that my iPad is quite capable of, it was just I was running out of data on my phone, which is why I didn't go live, because I didn't know how much it was going to use. But anyway, that's my story. Boom, we're back. So we are going to switch my camera screen, and we are going to be playing with the Wisteria Wishes again. Now, I did a quick little video on this on when was that? Monday. I did a quick video, but I've posted the card off already, so I can't even show you. So I will have to. Did I put it on my blog? I didn't even put it on my blog. So hello, Carol. Yes, it was a big storm. And then, sorry, so I didn't finish. So the storm, the thunder and lightning went on for about 14 hours. It didn't stop until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it started before 1 a.m. That's when we first lost power, but it sort of went the entire day, and lots of people all over the state lost power, and it was crazy. Let me just get my blog address up down the bottom for you, because we're going to play with this. But I just want to also mention, when I do my card making classes live, I don't give you any measurements or anything like that. We just make the cards. So if you are wanting the measurements for this card, head on over to my blog and subscribe to my newsletter. And this card that we are creating today will go out as a free PDF for you on Fridays, and then every Friday after that you'll get another one. If you are watching this video at a later time and you do want, because they obviously change each week, if you want the instructions for this card, just email me and I will be happy to send it to you. So we're using Wisteria Wishes and the Wisteria dies. Can anyone else see corn? Like, I see corn. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I see corn and the dies that go with it. So we have the dies that will cut out these flowers, the corn. I know, I don't think they're supposed to be corn, but that's what I see. So we've got one to cut out this, and one to cut out this leaf here. And then there's also some standalone dies that will cut out different items as well. And this one I think is supposed to be like a trellis as well, so that you can hang your wisteria off your trellis and all that type of thing. Oh, I need to come back to my comments. So we're going to play with that as well. Now, the one that I did on Monday, I actually used the corn. And I also turned these around. They go upside down. And I did them in yellow. Actually, I did them in oranges, actually. I did them in pale papaya and calypso coral, and I sponged them. So, but today, I thought we're going to use pink. So I'm going to go along the same type of vein as my, you see the corn now? I can't unsee it. Like, I just see corn, that's it. But of course, you know, the corn won't be standing up, but you could, because corn doesn't grow like that. So anyway, but I can see corn. I guess you could hand draw some corn cobs in there, can't you? So I am going along the same vein. So these are the cards, if you know that I have my monthly membership tutorial. That one goes that way. So these are the cards that are in tutorial for December. I know December is the first already for us, but you still have today if you wish to join membership. So we are going to play with the same, in that same type of vein, but I'm going to do pink instead, just for something different. So I've got my parakeet party and my granny apple green, and then I've got some polished pink and some, that lighting always bothers me, and some polished pink and melon mambo. And then I'm also using the perfectly penciled design series paper. Now, you probably don't recognize these sides because these are the ones that are promoted the most for the coloring. Look, I've got little bits and pieces, and I've used that one before. So that's the side that usually gets promoted, but I decided that I was going to go for the full-on black and white side for these. And I haven't cut anything like this yet because I thought you guys can give me a little input and tell me which pattern I should use as we get moving on. So I need to get some more of this actually. I've placed 2 orders already today and I keep forgetting things. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to place another order today as well. We've got so much going on, and I will try and talk to you about it while I'm card making. I don't know. I'm not real good at that, but we will have a crack. Okay, so I'm just going to pop these on. These are photopolymer, 10 stamps in them. And I have got that, and I'm going to get this out. Good morning, good evening, Cindy, I should say. You've got melting snow and it's cold. We are the first day of summer here, and I had a jumper on before I started. It is not warm here today. I think it's supposed to be getting warmer, but it's not at the moment. Oh, wait a minute. Don't stamp that. See, this is what happens when I talk. I've inked it up in Parakeet Party first, and then I'm going to use my sponge dauber in the Granny Apple Green, and I'm just going to come in at the base of these, try and get in there, at just the base of those leaves. Try and get my words out. Base of the leaves, and I might just do a little bit up there. So hopefully, I know these 2 colors are pretty similar. They do a really good monochrome together. So that just gives us a little bit of, you can just see the little bit of like going from the darker into the brighter green. So that'll just give us a little bit, just a little, put that away. Okay, and so now I'm going to do pink. I know the wisterias are purple, but we can do pink, right? We can do pink. So, and then I discovered I'm going to do, we've got 2 shades. We've got 2. So I hadn't used this little one here. I hadn't used this one when I was designing my class because I didn't click to me until after I'd finished the class, finished designing everything, what it was actually for. So but I'm like that, so I'm a little bit daft sometimes. Thank you very much, Cindy. I really appreciate that. I was actually watching Ruth stamping Artful Stamper again the other day. I actually managed to caught her live. I think she actually goes live. She's probably live right now, actually, but don't go watch her. Watch her after. Stay here and watch me. And I noticed that she had some people who were like, they must have been like moderators or something coming in and taking care of things, and I thought, oh, maybe I should have that too. Okay, so stamped first in polished pink, and then I'm going to come over with the second one, and I don't think they line up. I think it's just off we go. And these are going to be in Melon Mambo. So when I designed the class, I did the sponge dauber trick, and I went into Highland Heather, and then I sponged on my Gorgeous Grape so that I would have a two-tone. Oh, that one sort of did line up. Effect. So this one's a little bit different for me. I haven't played with that before, but that is really pretty. Super, super pretty. So there we go. Okay, so we've got those bits there. And then, of course, as I don't know, if you've been watching me for a little while, you know that oh, that's right, Cindy. Awesome. That's right. I joined in the chat and everyone was like, I'm going to go and follow you. And I was like, no, that wasn't my intention. So, but if you're watching, welcome. So if you are watching me for the first time, you know that I tend to create on the fly. I generally have a little bit of an idea of what's going to go on in my head. And then usually when I'm getting some colors out and stuff like that, usually at the last minute, I'm like, oh, I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that, which is what I've done today. I've changed quite a few things up from what I was originally going to do. But that is part of the fun of crafting, right? So I'm just going to trim that off. And I'll just trim that off a little bit too. That way I can put that through my die cutting machine. Now, I am also going to do some embossing, but I've got my colors here. So when I've got my pieces organized, we'll decide which panel we're going to emboss. You guys can help me, and we're going to also decide which paper I'm going to pick. So I'll give you what I like and you guys can help me. So I'm thinking either the heavy spots. I've got enough of that. I do have enough of that. Let me put that there so we can get a rough idea. I do like that little crosshatchy thing as well. And I do like the stripes. So I've probably got enough of that as well. So they're the four choices. I don't think that these two really match. So that's why they haven't been cut into. But if you do like these, let me know which one you think that I should do. And I will start die cutting what I need to die cut. And then we can move on. Having dinner and making more Christmas cards. You know what? I actually need to, excuse me for a minute, I have to get up to get my machine. I do actually need to count up how many Christmas cards I have in case all of a sudden I need more. You know, I think that the hard thing about, I love making the Christmas cards. Do you know what is the most time consuming? Is writing in them and getting them ready for the mail. I wish that there was a really simple process for that. Okay, so I'm going to die cut these guys, and I will I be game and try and cut them together? I don't know if I am smart enough. Let me stand up. Now, I've got my website up there, so if you are just joining me, whoop, there we go. Now I'm getting them lined up. If you are just joining me, you can head over to my website after. I will also put a link. I should actually put a link in the description before we start, right? So that you can head over, you can subscribe to my newsletter, and you will get a free card making tutorial each week. They generally, as soon as I finish creating this card, I photograph it, I race into my room and I start typing up the PDF for it, and it will go out first thing tomorrow morning in Australia, and I am in South Australia, so it's at 6 a.m. for me. I should school myself up on what that is for the US and other countries. So it's probably the afternoon for you. It's It's 10:15 for me now, so earlier than what it is for you now. So you still have time to go and subscribe to that for this one to come out. Okay, I am hopeless at sticking these things back on, but I did manage to die cut them nicely. There we go. And that one's got some good little gaps, and my plate is just so full of scratch marks that my paper doesn't want to come off it properly. Okay, now I actually bought some new dies the other day, and I forgot about them. I put them aside and I completely forgot that I bought them. Who does that? And I was like, hang on a minute. I bought something new the other day. I actually bought a few of them, and I'm like, oh no, I must remember to try and pull them out. So I bought these ones. These ones are called the designer tags, and we have the big designer tag here, which I will put in the screen a little bit better for you. And then we've got several other little ones. So we've got little tags, we've got outside ones. We've actually got some foliage here, and we've got some. That one will be a nice rose. So if I could actually take that out and pop it inside here, and I'm pretty sure that you would cut out the tag, and then you would cut out the rose or the butterfly as well. Even this one will go inside this one, and like cut those little ones out. But I haven't played with them all. I've only played with this one. So what I should do is when I get a new die is cut all the pieces out and actually see how they play together nicely. Now I've got that right on the edge, so I'm scrimping with my cardstock here, and I'm hoping that that is going to cut it out. I'm crossing my fingers. Hello, Deborah. That's okay. We've only just begun. All I've done is stamp my 2 images so far and die cut them. Oh, will I get away with that? Is that straight? Is that straight? Did you see that? I was right on the edge. Let's use my grid here and see whether, do you think that's straight enough? I'm pretty sure I just got it. Might be a smidge off. Oh, should I use it or should I cut another one? I think I'll be okay. Oh dear. You love it when they get tricky like that. I know sometimes you just think, oh, I'm just going to push it. I'm going to push it. I will use it. I will use it. And hope that whoever's receiving it doesn't go, hang on a minute, that's a millimetre or 2 out. Okay, I am going to just pop that beside me because I'm going to use that again in a second. Don't let me step on it. Okay, so this was a new thing that I thought of this morning. I was actually just going to do a rectangle, but I thought, hey, let's do that instead. So this is what I have got planned in my head. So I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have this, and then I'm going to have, this way, then I'm going to have a little layer of this, and then I'm going to have my designer series paper going across the back with a little strip of that at the top. Can you picture it? And then I'm going to put my sentiment on that piece there, and then I'm going to have these guys coming somehow like that. So I hate my lighting. I hate my lighting. There is nothing I can do about it. All right, so that's what I've got. Do you know what? The girls, last time I went live, the girls told me that if you are on YouTube, you can, and you're watching from a mobile device, you can pinch your screen and zoom in. So you can all zoom in a little bit so you can see better. Okay, I have got my brick and mortar 3D embossing folder because I love it. Hang on a minute. Let's pick our paper first, and then we can work out which panel we're going to emboss. Because I either want to emboss the tag or I want to emboss the base. And I'm going to do it out of brick. So we need to work out now. Do we go for stripes? Okay. Do we go for, we'll call that a crosshatch. Do we go for, what's this thing? No, we're not going to use, no, we can't use this one. Can't use this one because I need those big flowers, you know, because that's all I've got left and I might need them. Or should we go for dots? They're your choices. We can't use that one. No. Thank goodness I turned it over. Okay, so there are our 3 choices. I know that there is a bit of a delay, so I will wait just a moment for you to all pop in your suggestions. And I know that I also have to explain dots, one for dots. I have to explain also that we have viewers from YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So if you're wondering, you know, perhaps you all might say dots on YouTube and Facebook says stripes and Facebook wins. So that's why if I choose something different, we've got comments coming from all the places. But at the moment, most of you are on YouTube, which I'm loving at the moment. Dots are winning so far. I will wait just a little bit more. Fun. I quite like the dots as well. And I am going to actually leave them black and white as well. Anybody else want to have a thinky, have an input? I will cut it anyway because I am sure that I will use it somewhere else. Okay, so I think I already know what size I want to cut it. I probably should have double checked, right? Instead of going in my head. Sure, I know what I'm doing. Dots, oh, clear. Whoops, it might actually help if I take my paper. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to look a little bit like this. I always constantly rebuilding my cards, checking out how it's going to look. Pop you on there. Okay, so the next, that's going to have to come a little bit closer, I think. My next thing is my embossing folder. So no embossing, emboss the back or emboss the tag. That be the next question, right? So, but I'm quite liking how it's turning out. I had a sketch. That was my sketch. And of course, it sort of looks a little bit like what I had on the sketch, but the back, the card base, back. Yep, Jessica's saying the back. Carol's from Facebook saying the back. Who's watching from Connecticut? Hello. And Jessica says the back. She's on Facebook. So I'll just wait a little bit more. Deborah has joined my tutorial. Yes, so you've seen these ones. No embossing, might be too busy. So these are the cards that are coming out in my tutorial membership. So I will put the links up for these as well. And I have scheduled them already. They are going out tomorrow morning. So if you want to get in, you can cancel at any time. But if you do want to get in on the membership, you do need to sign up like today, So because they are already scheduled to go out. And if you sign up tomorrow, then you may miss the boat. Okay, so we're going to go for the back. We'll do the back. Let's do the back. Okie dokie. We'll do the back. So what happens? Oh, can I do the back? That is the question. Because, oh yeah, I can do the back. Had to work my brain around that for a second. I'm like, hang on a minute, it might not go through. Right, so I need plate 1 and plate 4. That's all I need. Oh. And of course I need my machine. And put my head around the way that it'll go through. Wait a minute. Yes, go that way. Okay, so you will go on here. Don't move, right? I was saying something and now I can't remember what I was saying. It always happens. Oh, that's what I was going to say. When I'm making my cards, I'm always thinking like, because I like lots of layers. I think my style is, it's not hard. but I do like layers. And, oh, I did it back to front. That's okay. I'll just turn it over. Just turn it over, right? There's no boo-boos. I'll just fold it again the other way. So I'll build my card, and then I'm always like, what else can I add to it without adding too much? So that's when I sort of think, well, maybe I'll do a little bit of embossing. Or you'll notice that if you've been following me for a while, you notice that I use little scraps of cards to go behind things. That's the way that I can add to my cards without adding to my cards, if you know what I mean, without making them too busy. Okay, there's one more thing that I do want to do, because I'm finding that, let's have a look, let's rebuild. So we do that, and then we've got that. So that's how we are looking at the moment. I'll bring it up because that embossing is quite faint. So that's what we've got happening at the moment. Okay, so I do find that the parakeet party can be a little bit bright. So what I'm going to do is just, well, actually the granny apple green and the parakeet party are both a little bit on the brighter side. But what you can do is just really, really gently, like really, really lightly, is just add a tiny little bit of the darker. So in this case, I'm using my granny apple green. And I am just going to pop that around, and what it will do is sort of tone down your card just a little bit. It's still bright, but it's just sort of not fluoro-y type anymore. So we do that, and it'll change the whole look of your card. I went through a phase years ago where I sponged everything. Every piece of card that I had to sponge. So, and because I've sponged that, I'm also going to sponge just lightly around my tag as well with the same green. What are you guys chatting about? All these different places in the US that I don't know about. Jacksonville, I know where Jacksonville is. That's in Florida, right? I know some places. And I think the only reason why I know why Jacksonville is in Florida is because I watched Twilight too many times. Because doesn't Bella's mum go to talk about Jacksonville? She's leaving Phoenix, Arizona to go to Jacksonville or something. I'm assuming I'm talking in the right spot. So there we go. Okie dokie. I reckon that we are almost ready to assemble. I do need my sentiment though. So, and I'm going to use, I didn't really fancy too many of, well, it's not that I didn't fancy them. I like the sentiments, but I don't send cards that much about those types of things. So when I did my designing for tutorial class, I didn't use any of the sentiments. I used a happy birthday and I used a congratulations. And I'm going to use a congratulations today because I have a feeling that at the end of this month, I will be sending out some congratulation email cards to my team members. Okay, Jacksonville is in North Carolina. Okay, but there is a Jacksonville in Florida, right? Oh, man, here I was thinking I was being smart. Okay, so we, no, that's not what I need. I need this. I'm going to emboss our congratulations. And just on some scrap. Ta-da! I love embossing. What embossing still is a wow for them. So, but if you are new to card making, what I've done is just stamp that in a really sticky ink pad, and then we're using a white powder, and the powder will grab. So you just have to make sure that you don't have oils on your fingers because the powder will stick to the oils as well. And I do need to get myself that embossing kit still with the embossing buddy. So I'm just going to do that again because I think I need to re-ink my Versamark. So I knew that there was one in Florida. Okay, so, and I'm just going to wipe away those little extra stray bits. And then what happens is that we set it with a heat tool, not a hair dryer. It has to be a heat tool. You can use a toaster, but the thing with my toaster is that you have to have bread in it for the button to go down. You cannot put the toaster on without there being anything in my thingy. So we do this one. Highly recommend the embossing kit. I know I need to get it. I need to get it. Excuse me, this is going to be a bit noisy, but I still get a massive whoops when I get hold of it, and don't burn my fingernails. It's still really cool when you see them melt. And of course I love white on coloured card. I probably used white the most, so I will just let that dry a little bit because I am hopeless, and I will stick my finger in it and snap it. It is magic. So cool. And I do think I need to re-ink my Versamark though. I feel a bit granularly. Okay, now this is where you all close your eyes. Don't look. I do have a couple of little naughties. This is one of them. I can't help it. Can't help it. Okay. We are almost ready to assemble. So once again, I've left that banner up on my page here if you need the address to go and sign up for my newsletter. So that way you will have all the measurements and everything that I've used all listed out for you, and so that you can recreate this card yourself. So now comes the fun part. Actually, I think I missed a bit. So I usually just show a tiny little snippet of that little scrap behind there, and then the rest of the card. Don't you love it when you get to this stage and the card just comes together? Whoops. But what I need to start doing, because I'm really, really slack at it, is doing my insert straight away. Light coloured cards, I'm fine. I don't really do an insert, but the darker coloured cards, I always figure, and then I go to use my card, send my card, and I have to make an insert for it. So I need to start making that part of my card making process. Right, so these are a little bit, this here is a little bit thinner than these bits here, but that's okay. And I think one of them is going to be slightly crooked because I slightly die cut my image wrong. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to actually, oh no, that's okay. Don't worry, I talk to myself as well. I'll stick that down flat. I was thinking I should have had it down a little bit further, but that's okay. It's okay, and it's okay to, you know, tell yourself that it's okay. It doesn't matter. Okay, so, and I'm going to pop these guys up with dimensionals. So I've got some down to my edges here. And I've got something else that I pulled out the other day that I haven't used before as well, and that is the enamel effects, the pearlized enamel. So I'm thinking that maybe I will use that as my embellishment today, and have a play with that. So I'm just going to pop my dimensionals wherever they'll fit, and I need a super thin one. At least when you're cutting around the edges, you can go thin when you need to, right? And that one. All right. So, oopsie, come off. Oh, they want to be stubborn. Maybe I should prick them. They want to be stubborn. Oh, 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 oh. There we go. There we go. I got him. All right, so I'm going to line them up first where I want them and then attach these after. So we'll pop them like that. And then these guys I will put, have I cut them yet? Yes, I have. Put these guys down. So who has the pearlized enamels and is like me and hasn't used them yet? Or have you used them and do you like them? I will show you them in a minute. Okay, oops, I put them away too soon. I actually quite like this in pink. I'm sure it would look pretty in purple as well, but in pink it's a little bit different. And like I said, that was the first time that I used that double stamping, which I quite like as well. So I'll show you. So that's the double stamp. And then I did for the class, I did the sponge dauber variation on them. And I did another technique in the class as well. So now another thing that I want to just quickly mention, I'm going to put this down here, that with the class, so with the tutorial membership, which one am I using? You can be anywhere in the world to join. Yay! And if you live in Australia, then you also have the option to purchase the card kit that goes along with it. And then we will make our cards together. But everyone is welcome to make their cards with us in the community group. And you just have to be prepared, have all your card stock cut. And I do need to schedule our November one because my order turned up late. So I need to do that. So there we go. There is our card. And now I am thinking I'm going to use some of these on it. So I'm going to use the white one, I think. So these are pearlized enamel effects. So we have them in white, in black, and real red. But I reckon with the real red, you could almost get away with using it on Melon Mambo stuff as well. But let's use this one. Actually, do I need to shake them before I use them? This is how this is how many times I've used them. Do I need to shake them? Doesn't say. Use the applicator tip to apply a medium layer of enamel effects to your projects. Use care when applying near stamped images. Ink may smear if it comes in contact with your enamel effects. Right, so you just need to be aware of that. But I'm just going to use them like dots, I think, like as if they were rhinestones, just because I had it out the other day and, you know, why not? So I think we'll do one here. Ooh, push it down a little bit. Whoops, now he looks like, I hope, it looks like frosting now. I hope it comes down a little bit. Oh, that one splattered. All right, we'll do another one there. Okay, so this should have had a little bit of practice before I did this. Okay, and then 1, 2, I don't know, I'll bring them up and show you in a moment. Where will I put my last one? Because if I put it down here, you might not see it, but yeah, we'll pop that one there. Hopefully they settle down and look like enamel dots. So I will bring this card up. There you go. So that's what, hopefully they look like little pearls in the end. So cross fingers. So 1, 2, and there's my third one. They do stand up quite high. Let's have a look. But of course you do need to allow it to dry. So they are standing up quite high. That's probably because of the way I've applied it. But I did use it the other day on the stamped image. I had coloured in blends and they've dried quite nicely. I'll show you the card actually. It's a little sneak peek of something, so I'll just show you part of it. So you can see that I've used them on my hearts here and they have dried nice and hard. So there you go. Okay, so there we go. There is our pink version to our purple version, which I think they all look great. So, and that gives you an idea as well. So if you are getting my tutorial tomorrow and you don't like the purple, switch it out for another color. If you don't have the stamp set, switch it out for another stamp set and use all the colors and stuff that I've used as well. So yeah, so there we go. I will swing back just so I can harp on at you one last time. So don't forget, head over to my blog. Over on my blog, you will see that there is a subscribe banner button on my blog, and you can click on that and you can fill out your details. And don't forget, this card will be going out tomorrow morning. So if you want all the measurements and everything that I've used and listed, so that, you know, in case you were just watching along today, and that way you can get all your supplies together and you come back, watch the video and create along with me. So there we go. Excellent. Very good. Okay, so the next couple of Thursday mornings, I actually have a Zoom meeting beforehand. So I am going to endeavour to get here on time, and so I'm actually going to have to be organised for a couple of Thursday mornings. I've got like 7 or 8 Zoom meetings in the mornings in December, and it's like, how did that happen? It's going to be a very, very busy December, I think. But we will see you again same time next week. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day to come and watch and chat with me. And we will see you again same time next week. So have a great weekend, and we'll catch you later.